It's time for Game Day with Hick the Stick.
Welcome to College Game Day with Hick the Stick. I'm here at Sun Devil Stadium where one of the biggest games happened last year. Arizona State against Oregon. It was one of the biggest upsets. If Oregon would have won that game, they probably would have been in the playoffs. Oklahoma would not have made it. LSU maybe would not have been the national champions. Who knows? We will never know. It just shows you that every game matters.
How true is that? Especially this year, that every game matters. We don't know if they'll play 1, 2, a whole season, but we do know that college football is back, and I'm super excited. We'll see the Big 12 and the ACC play this week, and in a couple of weeks, we'll see the SEC play some football as well. But there's a new face, and the ACC, let's see who that is.
Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the newest ACC team.
For at least one season, the Fighting Irish will be a part of the ACC. I can't wait to see them play North Carolina, Miami, and then on November 7th, Clemson. The Clemson Tigers and Notre Dame. The last time they played, it wasn't pretty. The Tigers destroyed Notre Dame. We'll see what happens in this coming matchup. But who do they play this week? They play
The Duke Blue Devils, Duke versus Notre Dame.
Duke played Alabama for the first game last year, and they were in it for the first quarter. Then Alabama ended up destroying them. They play Notre Dame for their first game. Notre Dame is a tough team to beat, and they're going to get beat again. Notre Dame will beat Duke 49-10. That's the score I've got for this game. Another ACC matchup.
Well, Hick the Stick, we have Georgia Tech versus Florida State.
I believe this game could be a very close game. It might go back and forth through the whole game. But I see Florida State getting the win at the very end, 38-28. Florida State's new head coach, Mike Norvell, gets his first win as the head coach. Now, what other game do we have in the ACC?
Our next game is Syracuse versus North Carolina.
North Carolina was in a lot of games last year. They lost to Clemson by 1 point. Matt Brown had a great first year at North Carolina. And their quarterback, he didn't do a bad job either. Let's look at the stats for Sam Howell.
38 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and 3,641 yards passing in his first year at North Carolina. What can he do in his second year?
I believe that he's going to have a very special year, and he's going to help North Carolina win a lot of games. And North Carolina gets the win over Syracuse this week, and they go 1-0. But, you know, who's been on top in the ACC the last couple years? It's been Clemson. Then in the SEC, it's changed the last couple years. We haven't had the same one win every year. But then you go to the Big 12 and you see Oklahoma, who has won
5 straight Big 12 titles.
Oklahoma's won 5 straight. But they've had some good quarterbacks. You think Baker Mayfield won the Heisman, drafted number 1. Kyler Murray won the Heisman, drafted number 1. Then last year, Jalen Hurts, the runner-up. And now they believe they have another special quarterback in Spencer Rattler. But the real question is,
who can beat Oklahoma?
Texas is the heavy favorites behind Oklahoma to win the Big 12, with their senior quarterback Sam Ehlinger behind the center. He really wants to bring Texas back. Also, Oklahoma State, with their quarterback, the running back, and the receivers, their offense is stacked. The real question is their defense good? They're going to have to step up if this team wants to make a run for the Big 12 championship. And then Iowa State. Iowa State was in so many games last year. They just fell short. If they can win those close games, they're going to win a lot of games, and they'll be a good team. So again, who can beat Oklahoma? Those are three teams that could really make Oklahoma run for their money. Let's see who those four teams play this week.
Missouri State plays Oklahoma, UTEP plays Texas, Louisiana plays Iowa State, and Tulsa plays Oklahoma State.
Well, we've picked all of our games, but for one, our game of the week.
Hick the Stick's game of the week. Clemson versus Wake Forest.
The only advantage Wake Forest has in this game is that it's at home. But is that really an advantage this year? I don't really think so. Clemson's a tough team to beat, and they're going to win a lot of games again this year, and they're going to make a run for the college football playoffs. Trevor Lawrence, man, this guy can play. And I mean, when you have a coach like Dabo Swinney and Trevor Lawrence behind the center, you're going to win a lot of games. And I mean, he's won 25, and he's only lost one game. Wait, what did I just say?
Yes, he's 25-1 in his career.
Yes, that one loss coming in the national championship game last year to LSU. And you know that game's got to hurt. Yes, he's won 25 games, but he's also lost one. And that's the one he remembers. It's in the back of his head for every game he plays this season. When he gets behind that center, he's going to remember that game. He's going to remember how much it hurt. And it's going to help them win so many games this year. And they're going to make another run for the college football playoffs. And it starts this week against Wake Forest. Clemson gets the win 52-17 over Wake Forest. Well, now to my newest segment of my show.
Would You Rather Football Edition.
I'm going to do a Would You Rather every week. And yes, it's going to have to do with football. But I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting as a way for you guys to get involved in the show. So what I want you to do is to give your answer in the comment section below. I'll count it all up, get the total, and give you the winner on next week's show. So let's do our Would You Rather of the week.
Would you rather play for Nick Saban or Dabo Swinney? Vote now.
Well, that's all I got here on College Game Day with Hick the Stick. I hope you have a great College Football Saturday.